Hey everybody, fancy meeting you here on this magical Aquarius new moon that is quite an initiation checkpoint, an initiation process into sorcery, I have to say. What do I mean by sorcery? I mean being able to tap source and connect with source as it flows through you, to pull from the ether what you want to root in your material reality. And this is a process that actually began back on November 1st in 2024 in the sign of Scorpio when they had their new moon come in. And that new moon came in at 9 degrees. Now, what's interesting is the following new moon in Sagittarius also came in at 9 degrees, as did the Capricorn new moon that came in, the black moon. It was at 9 degrees. And now this Aquarius new moon is also coming in at 9 degrees. Why is this significant? Well, because we have quite an interesting phenomenon going on here. We have 6 back-to-back new moons that started out in Scorpio and will culminate with the new moon that comes in Aquarius on, not Aquarius, well, it's the mirror to that energy, the Aries new moon on March 29th. 11 energy, just like this one, 1:33 on the clock when we brought that in. So yes, do look for interesting communication links coming in here, the way things relate to one another, the way events connect to each other, the way people lead you to others you're meant to connect with, networks, connections, bridge points, sliding doors kind of energy, okay? This is really coming in at this time. And that's an interesting phenomenon, this 9-degree energy. 9 degrees Aquarius, Sabian symbol for this new moon, is a flag transforming into an eagle. So we know that we're getting free here. We're getting free here. We're taking flight. We're getting a different perspective. We're also aligning with our souls. And we're tapping more into source. So there will be a really important checkpoint that comes in on March 29th with that mirrored new moon in Aries. It's coming in also at 9 degrees. And it all starts now. It all starts now because we got this progressive energy coming in with Pluto in Aquarius. And we also have a really lucky cycle coming in here that I'm excited about. We got this new moon trine Jupiter. And what's best about this is we don't even get the absolute, most positive aspect of that until tomorrow. The energy is only going to continue to build as it perfects in aligning with the sun on the 30th. And this is the same time that Uranus also goes direct. So this is real cool energy because it brings a lot of luck. It brings a lot of sudden inspiration, like a sudden light bulb moment where you know what you're ready to give the finger to because it's not providing for you what it used to provide for you. It doesn't cut it anymore. You're starting to recognize you want more. You're ready for more in your life, and you're ready to hedge your bets a little bit. Ready to take some risks, or perhaps an opportunity comes in for you out of left field, something you didn't expect, and it lights you up. You decide to go for it. This is when you can have chance encounters with people. This can be when you have unexpected messages come in, or almost otherworldly experiences that just feels like there's something more happening in your life. So it's a fun energy. It's a very unpredictable energy. It's a surprising energy, but it's also ultimately positive. Collectively, with that Sabian symbol coming in, this is all about understanding that the way we progress during this cycle and moving forward from this point out is to have loyalty to a shared vision. This amplifies not only our individual power, but our collective power. So it's something to keep in mind as we move through these waves of change. And I'm really excited about it. But with this 9 degrees theme coming in, not only do you want to really check out, what's going on with your moon transit at this time and Aquarius transit and how that's all playing out and what's going on there as far as the placements in your chart, the house it falls in, and all that action. And it can vary a little bit just depending on, you know, what degrees into a sign you were born. So do have a look at your progress charts, your transits, and just see all of those energies that are on the scene with the Jupiter energy coming in during this cycle. You'll want to check out your Sagittarius placements, your Pisces placements, ninth house placements, 12th house placements, okay? And with Uranus, I would say definitely, you know, that still has a very Aquarian energy signature there. So you really want to just tap into where you have that placement as well. What house is it in? What sign? All that action, okay? This is really important to start getting in touch with your chart because it's going to help you progress with greater ease if you understand sort of what you're working with here. And we are going to go into a real simple read here for each sign. I'm going to get you some keys to your wizardry, and we're working with the Arcane BS deck here. But I wanted to explain first why that 9 degrees theme was so important in terms of really understanding how to unlock the potential of this cycle. You also want to look in your chart where you have placements that are coming in anywhere from 8 degrees to 10 degrees, okay? Because those are the areas of your chart that are really going to be lit this cycle. And the energy that's set in motion now, it will really come to a culmination point 6 months down the road. So really start to set your sights on what you're wanting to focus on here, what you're wanting to call in here, how you can kind of, you know, set the template to get that energy moving and in motion, right? So we're going to dive into this. We're going to start with Aquarius because it is their birth season, and that's what we always do when it's the sign's solar return. They're first in line, okay? And we're just going to get a card here. Or 2. It depends on how many come out when I do the shuffle. But we're just going to get real brief message coming in for each of the signs. I'm going to let you know what house is being influenced with this new moon for you, this lunar cycle, what that has to do with, the channeled sort of like message I got for that particular house placement and what's going on there for you. And then we're going to get you a card that helps to expand on the message. So Aquarius coming in at 7:59 on the clock. All right, Aquarius, this action is going down in your first house, all right? So it's personal for you. It's very personal for you. I got personal revolution as sort of your theme message for this energy. I think you're wanting to really just transform everything here. You might be wanting to make some transformation in your image, transformation in your profile, transformation in terms of your body. It's also just about really choosing to sort of march to the beat of your own drum, have a personal revolution, and overthrow any influences, 8:44 on the clock, that are making you feel held back. Yeah, and you are known to be the one to bring that tower energy that sort of wakes up everything, wakes people up around you. It's certainly what you're in charge of at this time in terms of the collective energy. You're giving people a wake-up call, and you're also sort of showing them how to do it, you know? And how to do it with a certain sense of style here, okay? So let's see what the key is to your personal revolution here, Aquarius. Let's check it out and see what we got. Oh, yeah, bottom of the deck energy. See, you got your eyes set on that cosmic golden carrot. You're not content to be chasing after it anymore. You want the acquisition of that golden carrot. And you're ready to cut off some things that you know are getting in the way of you achieving the desired results you want to have here. You're looking for some kind of personal gratification. And if you haven't been focusing on personal gratification, well, you are being asked to look a little bit more at what you want as opposed to what you need in this area, okay? You don't have to do the sensible thing. In fact, you're kind of being encouraged to throw that aside. Yeah, I mean, whoo, I think you're ready to just feel more turned on by your existence here with the pupa vomiting on cats. Like there's like a secret part of yourself that you've been trying to keep contained, but it's just sort of like oozing out of you. You can't really contain this anymore. You're meant to let this part of you sort of like flow freely in its expression. You're not meant to keep this side of you under wraps anymore. So, maybe it's time for the great reveal here. Yes, because see, you've been hiding behind what may have been more of a like socially acceptable front here, but it's time for all of the sort of artifice to be stripped away and for you to just like let your freak flag fly, man. You're just meant to be who you're here to be. And you are meant to be sort of like a little merry prankster as you're leading the charge with this area, leading the charge with this energy, 11:11 on the clock coming in there. You are meant to be a bit of a like mischievous rebel. So I think this might be a lot about sort of changing up your image too, and kind of how people have gotten used to seeing you, because I think you've been a little bit more restrained, okay? And you're sort of being asked to like loosen up the restraints here and let yourself really be in your true nature with Uranus to be just more spontaneous, more daring, more kind of out there, unconventional. Okay. So this is really the time to bring that forward, because this is what's going to give you the greatest personal revolution. It's going to bring the juiciness back to your life and just make you feel like, okay, now that feels right. Now I'm back in my element here. Okay. Let me do a cut of the deck here and see what we got for you, Aquarius. Yeah. It's time to get up. You may have dealt with something that sort of brought you to your knees. You may have dealt with something that felt like a very oppressive force, something that made you feel down for the count. But that's not who you really are, man. You always got what it takes to be able to reimagine something, revision something, restart something. This is your rebirth energy, so it is time for you to get up. And you see, you got to give birth to a skull here. But see, it's like when we talk about giving birth to a skull, it's sort of coming through for me as giving birth to like the roots of who you are. It's like going through a transformation too in how you see the roots of who you are. It shouldn't be about what other people have placed on you. It should be about tapping the roots of what makes you essentially you here. And I do see that there's something that is really radically shifting here. I feel especially in terms of communication, the way you communicate with others. I also feel like you're experiencing a lot of expansion in your consciousness. Things may get a little tricky for you here, but I think you'll dig it, okay? Just go with the flow. Remember to stay grounded. Being grounded, connecting with nature is something that's really important for you at this time, because the energy is quite big and you're holding it here, okay? And there's also a key here about transforming your body, that you may want to approach something that's a little bit more paleo in origin, getting back to the basics, getting a little more good protein in, especially if you're doing some strength training or you're trying to really get fit here. So these are all areas that are really good for you. And in some cases, there's something here that you want to transform, and it's something that connects to your past, but you want to revision it in a new way, okay? It could be somebody you want to reconnect with, or it could be an old dream you had that you sort of set aside, 14:22 on the clock. Now you're meant to pick it back up. Now it could come together. It couldn't come back into alignment at that time because there were too many elements in play that didn't really have you in a position of power here, okay? But that's shifting, you're ready to get back up and, take off sort of any mask you were wearing just to make things more comfortable. And instead, you're ready to kind of show up as you are. And this will be the initiation point for you. It's going to be the birth of a lot of new beginnings in your life and quite a creative cycle. And I think you'll like how this turns out. Yeah, lots of doors of opportunity opening up for you. Don't get taken in by illusion. Don't get taken in by the smoke and mirrors. Keep focused on where you're going. Keep focused on your goals, and you will find 6 months from now, you will hit the mark. You're going to find nothing but elevation here, okay? Looks really good for you, Aquarius, right? Nice energy to start out with for you there. Okay. Pisces coming in at 1533. Okay, so a new vision is going to come in for you, Pisces. A new vision that I think you're going to want to communicate about, and a vision that you might need some help with in order to really bring it into being here. You might need to make some connections with others around this. And I do feel that that help will be available, right? That's just coming in as an opening message. I got soul smithing retreat coming in for you, sort of like your theme, your overarching theme for this particular lunar cycle, just to set things in motion. This action with this new moon in Aquarius is going down in your 12th house. So in your house, it's also very personal for you. I do think that there's something here that you're in the process of alchemizing. You're doing some deep soul work at this time. You're integrating, in some cases, some heavy lessons. You may have experienced a situation where you had to sacrifice something in order to move forward in a way that was really in alignment with your soul's path at this time. And so I think you are in a process of resting, retreating, taking time to yourself, integrating your experiences. I think it would be a great time for you to kind of plan a retreat this cycle, to just drop in with yourself, to get as much rest as you can, to spend time in places that really feed your soul. Also, to work with any kind of creative process that involves smithing, okay? So anything where you're working with that element of fire to bring things into being, to bend, to shape things. So that could be like metal work, or working with stained glass or blown glass or pottery. I mean, there's so many different ways that element could be brought in. Even painting very fiery images, or working with art to release the more fiery emotions. And I also just got like a big focus on self-care for you coming in as your keys to your wizardry here, your ability to alchemize and benefit the most out of the experiences you've been through, and what you hope to call into being, where you hope to end up about 6 months from now. So let's see this energy coming in here for you. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot of stuff that you're kind of like looking at here, and you feel like you're looking at the backside of it. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily like what went down. I feel that with a cat looking its butt for all of eternity. You may feel like you've been stuck for a while. You may feel like you've been through experiences that have left bad taste in your mouth. You may feel that you've dealt with experiences that have been a bit repetitive. And you also know that some of the stuff that's unsavory needs to be looked at, because it's just part of doing the work. It's part of closing the old cycle, and it is part of what will free you so you can move out of that monotony and into more expansion. Okay, so let's see what's coming in here for you, Pisces. It's coming in for Pisces with this lunar cycle. This just flipped up in the middle of the deck. See? Maze face. So I feel this is really like that hermit's journey that you're on right now. You do have a certain power in your hand. I think you will come to realize this, but the power is not found in any of the trappings outside of yourself. I mean, I do feel like maybe you were kind of like reaching into a grab bag of things that at one point you symbolized being in a more powerful position, or seemed like a symbol of status, or making it, or seemed like some kind of fulfillment. you thought would pay off, but I think you realized that in the end, it was sort of like a cookie cutter experience. It wasn't all it was cracked up to be. It was like the proverbial wooden nickel there when that dime dropped. You know what I'm saying? And you had to turn on a dime. And I think where you turned is you turned within. And I do feel that's kind of this energy you're in right now. I'm hearing that song, The Turning Within, you know, so Pink Floyd energy coming in there. And yeah, you know, you may feel like you're really on the dark side of this moon, but you're going through this real deeply integrated process where you're getting to the center of yourself and a part of yourself that's even a mystery to you right now. But I do feel that you will make it to the center of yourself. You will sort of find your way through this labyrinth. And when you get there, there's a certain power that's put in your hands that is quite transformational. So I would say go real deep. You know, go ahead and block out this space for yourself wherever you can and allow it to be just all about you. Allow it to be about, you know, really sort of contemplating your navel. Let's get a different view than the cat licking its butt for all of eternity. You know, time to stop focusing so much on what was sacrificed and maybe really just get down to the center of you. What are you feeling right now? What are you wanting right now? What would you like to see happen of your own volition here? Not needing it to be dependent on anyone else. Like, where's your heart calling you? Where's your soul calling you? All of this time made for self-reflection and just allowing yourself to pour into yourself, maybe not give out so much to others or not be so focused on what's going on with others will benefit you in such powerful ways. And you'll really see that by the time you arrive at that checkpoint of that Aries new moon that comes in on March 29th, okay? Something will really come to a place of alignment for you there. I feel within yourself. And as you align within yourself, it opens up the path for you. And it was 22:07 to 22:10 when I brought that in. So yes, it's like there is something here that needs to be completed before you really merge with that path that leads you to the kind of change that you're really ready to experience in your life here. So this time of sort of just like cooling your jets and nurturing yourself in this way and reflecting in this way will serve you well. Cut of the deck energy. Yeah, see, because I feel like there was something that you wanted at one point. You may even still feel like it's not fair that you had to sacrifice something here with King Fancy, but you don't recognize how much this thing that seemed like some big win or some kind of symbol of status or making it or wish fulfillment was actually something that really required you to be in a more kind of subservient position here. It really wasn't going to be the kind of future you want to build your dreams upon here. You'll come to realize that, but this is going through some kind of release process at this time because you don't understand the way it's created so much stagnation in your world, but you will. So I think at this time, a big key for you is just to not only have this time for self-care, self-reflection, but also really doing what you can to sort of ward yourself of these influences that bring stagnation into your life, whether they're coming from within or without. But we always have to remember if we're experiencing that in our connections or our circumstances on some level, there's something within us that has gotten stagnant. And so things slow down in our outer realities so we can get a look at it and say, okay, I get what's coming up here for me. So there might even be something about not only a spiritual cleanse would be really good for you, but maybe even like a technology cleanse, maybe just getting some time to yourself away from certain influences so you can really understand the effect they're having on you. But I think doing this, maybe even an internal cleanse as well. We are starting to get closer to the time where we're moving into kapha season. So if your energy has been feeling a little sluggish, you might want to work with a little bit of cleansing to just sort of get things moving, you know. And if you get those things moving, it helps clear out the stagnation. It also helps clear out the apprehension. It gives you just a little more pep in your step, and helps you in getting a little bit clearer of a view of possibilities before you as well. A lot of this could be just ways that you're sort of overloaded in your consciousness from taking on too many other people's energy, too much coming in the collective, too much coming in through media, okay? So I feel like there's something here about like cleansing out these influences and just getting back to your own essential nature. And then you're really going to align with what your soul is truly calling you to bring in at this time. And when that happens, some power is put in your hand. And I do feel like you'll be taking a very strong action this cycle, and it will work out well for you. But do pour into yourself, okay? It's really important, Pisces. Okay. We've had so much heat going on in the house because it's been cold here, and it just really dries out my vocal cords. My goodness. So my apologies in advance for all the throat clearing. Okay. Aries, we're bringing you in at 2620. All right, judgment. You're making some kind of judgment here, Aries. You're making some kind of judgment about what you really want to manifest in your life here. And I think you got the power behind you to make it possible. You got the new moon energy influencing your 11th house. And for you, this is all about networking. That's your theme, okay? It's about who you know makes all the difference here. Your connections make all the difference here. So this is about you really looking at, you know, who do you need to network with? Who do you need to pull in? Who do you need to cut off? Where do you want to do some collaboration? You know, how can you strike certain agreements where it's like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. There's something that can be worked out here. This is also about you expanding your network. And with the 11th house, that is the Aquarian house. So especially online, right? So you might be connecting with new people online. You might be getting into some kind of work online that is really allowing you to sort of expand your reach here, expand your opportunities. And this is the central focus for you. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It does make a difference. Who you know can get you through certain doors here, okay? So look at connecting points, how you can bring things together and take advantage of that energy, Aries. Bottom of the deck, yeah. So I sort of feel like maybe you've been collaborating with someone or seeking some kind of counsel or advice from someone, or partnering with somebody here that's been sort of steering the course, but you feel like you have no idea what's going on. And this is where you need to really take charge. You need to be the one that's steering your course here, okay? Not having somebody else sort of like telling you what to do, how to do it, which way to go. This is somebody who's kind of like asserting themselves as an authority in your life, with the guru coming in there, all right? Guru, G-U-R-U. Okay, you know best what's right for you here. And you also know the best way to move yourself forward. So I think you need to have good collaborators here, not people who want to hold the reins, okay? You need to be able to network with people who know how to share power, and also people who will value your opinion, value what you bring to the table. That's important too, okay? Yeah, because I feel like there's something here that really isn't working with death in reverse. It's like trying to go after something in the same way you've done multiple times, you know, maybe it's sticking to some old formula, especially if you're trying to do some kind of networking or trying to work on some kind of project that is a collaboration with other people. Or if you're doing anything online where you're trying to like pick up a momentum here, something is tired. Like it needs an update really badly here. And so this is about expanding your network, you know. This could even be something in relation to getting improvements in your network. Maybe you need better connectivity. Maybe you need, better speed or something, But there's something here that needs to be adjusted, and it's well overdue. It's like, when was the last time you really shook it up? When was the last time you really connected with people who were very different from the type of people you normally connect with? When was the last time that, you stepped into a new area and sort of rubbed elbows with people you never thought you'd be rubbing elbows with, or entering rooms you never thought you'd be in? There's something here that's become tired and formulaic, and it really needs to go. It's in desperate need of renovation. And for some of you, this is also, just how you're socializing, who you're spending time with, your network of people. You've outgrown some of these connections. And so this is something you need to be very aware of this cycle, because it's well overdue. And where you are feeling held back, this is what's holding you back. Your key to your wizardry to transform your situation is to really just let go what's not working and be willing to try something brand new. It may feel a little destabilizing, okay, as you step into new arenas, as you make contact with new people, as you open yourself up to different sorts of collaborations, or let a whole different side of yourself be seen online. But this is really going to be what pays off for you in the end, Aries, and leads you to success here. It's going to expand your network. It's going to expand your reach, all right? It's going to gain you greater visibility and better results. Cut of the deck energy. What do we got here? Yeah, because see, I just feel like we got future grandma here. There's something here where it's almost like it's moving you more into isolation, or it's just sort of like keeping you in such a place of stagnancy that it's like you already hung up your hat when you never even tried on some different hats. You know what I mean? You didn't try on other hats for size. You just kind of like accepted a certain role, and you felt comfortable in that role, and you're used to doing this. And now it's just so outdated. It's like it's making you older before your time. This is really something that needs a fresh dose of enthusiasm injected into it, right? And there is a certain secret sauce here that will hatch a new vision for you. But something about it involves like doing something out of the box, shaking up your usual routine around what you're doing here and who you're hanging out with. And there may be one annoying person in your circle that you've just gone too many rounds with, and you're really tired of dealing with here with this effing guy. This is somebody who maybe likes to, just sort of like call all the shots, and they got a real big attitude. You might have a kind of combative relationship with this person here. Or maybe this is a way that you've moved at times. I don't know. It could be. We got to look at all aspects of this. It was 33:11 on the clock there, okay? Maybe that's how you're used to doing things. Maybe it's time to do something a little different. Maybe you're used to kind of, leading the charge and, my way or the highway, that I know how it needs to be done. But there's something about that that's like not working as far as really getting you the kind of expansion you desire here, the opportunities or growth that you desire. I feel especially within your network or anything you're doing online. And it could even be like the source of trouble in your social circle here, okay? So there's something you really want to look at here. And once you figure this out, whether it's like, saying, hey, if you and me are always going to be really combative here, like, I'd rather just call it good. I'm going to let go of this, association, this connection, and maybe I'm going to try to partner with somebody else on this, or maybe I'm going to explore my options. Or if this is you just sticking to the old way you did something that was really successful at one point, and, well, this is the way everybody does it, and this is how everybody gets, success and advancement. There's something here that it's faulty. It's not going to get you anywhere, and it's actually a blockage, okay? So this is about switching it up, breaking from tradition, breaking from the way you have been typically doing things, and, just having some fresh energy come in here in your social circle, in your networks, and an approach you're taking to something, especially if you do any kind of work or any kind of, making contact or any kind of groups you're involved in online, this kind of energy here, okay? Something definitely needs to be switched up. And you'll see that when you do this, you'll come into alignment with some new characters, some fresh energy, more expansion, and it's really going to transform your situation here, okay? So be on the lookout for that. All right. Taurus, come on. Wow, this is weird. The Taurus, can we try it again? Oh my gosh, Taurus. Taurus is like, I'm just kind of like avoiding attention right now. 35:44 on the clock. Okay, maybe you're working behind the scenes, Taurus. Maybe you're preparing for some kind of like debut energy or a great revealing. I think you're kind of like behind the scenes right now. That was so bizarre. I've never had that happen before. I could not get your banner to come up, all right? And maybe you're not liking the looks of your banner right now. You know what I mean? You're not liking the looks of your calling card. I did get rebranding coming in as your theme, Taurus. And you do have this new moon energy influencing your 10th house, okay? So that has everything to do with your public reputation, with your image, how others see you. It has everything to do with, how you're advancing on a career level in terms of your success and your brand, the name you put on something, what you're recognized for. So I do feel like you're in this process where rebranding is your key here, okay? Something needs a fresh spin put on it. You may be trying to figure this out. You may be sorting through this. You may be wanting to revamp the look of something. You may be wanting to revamp your image as it relates to your career objectives here, okay? You may be wanting to put a new face on something here and hoping that it will be able to sort of sway your standing and get you some opportunities that maybe you feel have eluded you up to this point. All right, let's check it out here. We got the flying man. So yeah, I do feel like you're about to leap into something head first. It might feel a little risky to you to maybe come forward publicly like this, show the public a different side of yourself, to switch up the way you present your business as well. Like you might be working on revamping the face of your business a little bit. You may be doing some rebranding. You might be making up new business cards. You might be building a website. You might be changing your look, as it relates to how you professionally present yourself. There's something here where you're really like giving everything a facelift, so to speak, okay? You want to really shift your image and how you're seen by others, right? And with this, we got the bird book snake thing. So yes, I mean, maybe you're in a process too of studying something here. You're ready to experience a transformation. You're ready to reach new heights. You might be learning something new that can help expand your skill set or give you certain opportunities that wouldn't have been accessible to you before. Some of you are about to release something. For some of you, it could be a book you wrote, okay? Or it's something you've been actively working on. You put a lot of time and energy and planning into this, and you're just about to like present this to the public and you're hoping that it's going to take off. I think it looks really good. This thing has wings, and I do feel like it will get you to where you want to go here. I also feel in terms of really wanting to shift how you're seen by the public in general. This new sort of like facelift you're giving things will be beneficial for you. And it's a worthwhile investment of your energy. I do have that it could lead to new contracts for some of you, right? Some of you will be signing on the dotted line, making agreements that have something to do with something you're presenting here in relation to your career. You may be signing on for a new job opportunity. You may find that a publisher wants to pick up your book. You may find that, you got some deal that's being cut here, and it's something you've really been hoping for, and now's the time to go for it. So if you've had an idea around something of this nature, and you've been wondering if you should go about it, you should. And I do have to say that there might be something you might want to study here, or something you might want to learn, a new skill you might want to hone in relation to this, that will really just sort of like give this dream, this vision you have wings. But I do feel like it'll really take off and it will benefit you. Okay? I do see like some kind of deal being cut here. And it's sort of like changing the story too that people have of you, like kind of how they've perceived you up to this point. You want to show a different side of yourself and have that sort of spin the narrative around you as well. And I do feel like you're going to have the ability to do this. Okay, let's get a cut of the deck and see what wants to come in here for you, Taurus. Yeah. I mean, I think you might be sort of at a stage with this where it does sort of feel like the grind. You know what I mean? It's like right now you're just kind of going through the motions, and you're sort of looking at the basis of matters, and where did things kind of go off the rails there? Where did I not lay down the proper foundation? Areas where you're not feeling so satisfied because everything feels like a little too repetitive. Maybe you have a career that it makes you money, but it's not really fulfilling you. You know what I mean? And it's not really a true representation of who you are. Or maybe you do have a business of your own or something you're working on here, and you recognize that, I've been kind of doing this the way that everybody else says it should be done, but it's not really feeling authentic to me. And I'm bored. I don't feel inspired here. So I do feel like there's a little bit of a shakeup here. But in order to shake things up, I do get this like direct hit that you may need to learn something new. But I think that as you start to learn about, what you're looking to implement here, or in some cases, even heading in a totally different direction than you were initially moving in, I think it starts to kind of like light you up. That's what sort of gives you wings. It makes you feel like, okay, now we're cooking, this is something I can get behind. And I do feel like there's something about it that will really, it'll be a level up for your reputation. And some of you really feel like, maybe you're sort of like known for more superficial reasons, and you're wanting to show like a different dimension or depth to who you are. Like you're wanting people to see a more creative side of you, or you're wanting to see, you're wanting to expose an area that you've never shared with others, where you hold a lot of wisdom, where you have a lot of knowledge, where you have something to teach or something to really share with others. So if you've been a little apprehensive about bringing that forward because you've just sort of felt like stuck in your lane, like it's time to diverge from that lane and open up to a new experience. And it was 43:55 on the clock. You see, bringing predictability to an end and sort of moving left will be really good for you. It'll be the thing that turns you right here. Yeah, come on, man. Get up to bat. You'll hit a home run here. I see that, It may take a lot of resilience. You'll have to stay focused, and you'll have to really go at this. I do feel that, goat energy does require that you have determination and resilience here. So you might be getting into kind of like a competitive arena where it really is about the image you present to the public, okay, for some of you. And if that's the case, I say get up to bat. You know, you got just as much of a shot as anybody else. 44 on the clock. In fact, you got a lot of synchronicity on your side. I think you'll make the right connections at the right time with the right people, the right opportunities. But it does require you really doing the work with that goat medicine coming in. But where there's a will, there's a way. And if you go with this rebranding, you're going to knock it right out of the park, Taurus. Okay. So that looks really good for you. Excellent energy there. Okay, Gemini. Oh, all right, Gemini. This action with the new moon. Oh, let me get your time in first. 45:28 on the clock for Gemini. Okay, 9:10. All right, so I do feel like you're just about to bring something to a culmination point, Gemini, or a closure in some cases. We'll see. But I do feel like you are heading into uncharted territory here. And the reason why I say that is because the new moon is influencing your ninth house. And the theme I got for you was outer limits, okay? So I think you're getting a lot of downloads at this time, Gemini. I think you're very sensitive to energy at this time. I also think that you're looking at things with a different perspective. I think you're experiencing a lot of expansion in your consciousness. I feel like you're moving into communication with others in a way that it might feel a little vulnerable. I could barely even say vulnerable. It might feel a little vulnerable, or like, wow, I've never had this kind of dynamic communication before with another. This doesn't feel, maybe in some cases, the word I wanted to say was safe. Okay, so I just think it's really unfamiliar territory that you're moving into here. But I also think at the same time, it's like firing up your optimism. You're starting to look at things from the perspective of possibility. And that's shifting a lot of things for you. And I do think there's a lot of possibilities coming your way. And I also think there's some real doors of opportunity opening up for you to go places you've never been before. And certainly travel could be connected to this with the ninth house of Sagittarius in play. But I think whatever this is, okay, whether it's changing your spiritual beliefs or the areas of communication that are coming up and the opportunities these interactions open up for you, or these doors that you're stepping through that are kind of really like heading into the unknown for you, and might require you to bring something to a close in order to head in a brand new direction. I think ultimately it's what lights you up. It does really fuel your fire. It does make you feel like there's a special kind of magic weaving through your life, and it is your key. It is your key to your wizardry, okay? So where you do feel like, wow, you know, this is really challenging my edge here, but I feel really compelled to kind of head on out there and explore the unknown, that's definitely heading on the right track for you. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, because I feel like you've also grown really tired of a particular cycle. Like something has just been too repetitive for you. And that's what I think you need to bring to a close. It's like this sense of monotony. This sense of sort of like telling yourself that you're satisfied with something when you're really not. The truth is you do want more. You don't want to just make do. You don't want to settle for that'll do. You want something that's just like, yes, yes, 100%. I'm all in with that, man. And it was 49:13 on the clock, double 13 energy. You need something that when you think about it, it's like an instant power up here. Okay. So I think something is coming in here for you that brings an opportunity to have a break from a monotony. But it might require you to go to the outer limits. Like, I think you have to really think outside the box. you might be having some really unusual experiences here as well. Yeah, you see, because time's ticking here. Time is ticking. And you've sort of been making do with what's not good enough. And the only thing it's achieved is it's just drained you of your vitality. You see the march of time. Something's become stagnant. You keep waiting for the call to come, but you don't understand. You are the call answered. You know what I'm saying? It's like the call is coming through you, but you got to stand up and answer it and take the risk to move into that expansion, because this is like very like Saturnian energy here, you know. It's too predictable, it's too rigid, too defined. You feel really hemmed in here. And there's a need to really reclaim some magic that sort of passed you by while you were waiting around for other people to kind of like catch up to speed here. You can't do that anymore. There may be somebody that you need to kind of like leave behind. Let them figure it out. You don't have to save them. Maybe you've been trying to save somebody here. Maybe you've been trying to help them along because they're having some kind of, I'm getting like identity crisis. They're having a hard time, you know, sort of rising to the call that's come through in their own life. You may need to give them a wake up call through saying, you know what, I can't wait anymore. My life's been on pause and I'm ready for more. And I think you moving forward to reach out and grab it may be the very thing that can turn back time for another who perhaps can meet you down the road once they, you know, answer their own call there, okay? But I do see that this works out in your favor. It's very beneficial for you. And this is what opens up your vista here. So you're not sort of like looking at the same kind of scenarios, circumstances, same old, you know. It gives you a lot of inspiration for moving forward. Okay, kind of the deck energy here. Yes, trust your instincts here. This is a big key for you, okay? It's not about abandoning your wisdom and the lessons you've learned here, but it's also not about ignoring your intuition. It's about the place where the two merge and become instinct. And the best way to tap into instinct is when we embrace more of a spirit of spontaneity, which sort of requires you to come into this moment, you know, not sort of sit holding space for things that are past due here. And it doesn't have to be a person too. It can just be a way of life, or, you know, a certain post you've been maintaining, or a certain role you've been stuck in for too long. It's like it time's up on this. And your intuition's already been screaming at you, saying, this ain't it, man. This ain't it, you know. But for one reason or another, like your mind is telling you, yeah, but if I do this, ... okay? And it's more about coming into the moment and just really trusting your instincts, which means responding more energetically to situations than needing to put parameters around it. Responding spontaneously in the moment and trusting your impulses. And maybe it does feel really scary to move into some of those territories, but however much you can venture into the outer limits there, that's going to work out in your favor. You see? Because it's sort of like you found a resting place here. And it may be comfortable, but this is a filthy mattress, okay? This is not going to get you where you want to go. And there's a lot of kind of like taker kind of energy that's around you right now, a lot of greedy energy that also isn't really allowing you to get any rest or restoration here. And I feel once you stop sort of like keeping yourself chained to a certain position or limited to sort of, you know, catching everybody else up to speed here, that's when you move into expansion. And ironically, it helps these people that you've been trying to help out all along. What they really needed to see you do was to see you move on. That's what I got here, Gemini. Okay. Pretty potent message there, Gemini. All right, Cancer coming in at 5433. All right, good luck with communication and people coming in for you, Cancer, that help bring you into alignment here with your path forward. We have the energy coming in the 8th house for you. And that is, of course, the house of Scorpio and the taboo. But for you, I really got it coming through in terms of the mystery. So I feel like you're about to enter the mystery, and that this is also key for you, key to transformation and to tap into your wizardry, Cancer, is to embrace the mystery. Embrace the mystery. Let some things just be a mystery. There may be certain things that you've been trying to figure out that have actually been sort of holding you back here. It's sort of like wasting a lot of time that's meant to be used just really diving headfirst into the mystery and retrieving all the magic and potential that's there for you. I do feel like this is the mystery moving through your life. I do feel that with the 8th house in play, there's lots of endings and new beginnings sort of happening spontaneously and simultaneously. And it's sort of like an infinity loop, and it's the creation cycle, which does involve, that first things have to come undone for things come together in a new way. And you might be exploring here too. You might have your curiosity piqued about certain directions, certain people you want to make contact with, some things that might feel like a little edgy to you, or you don't know quite what to expect. And you're really being encouraged to let yourself go there. Like there's some kind of empowerment that comes through it. And it's also what sort of opens the door to the mystery weaving its way through your life. And I think you're meant to be sort of like swept up in that current. You're not meant to have everything planned out. You're not meant 56 on the clock, 11 there. Yeah, see, because there's all this alignment coming in for you. And I do feel like there's one significant other that is like coming onto your path that is a soulmate of sorts. And this person is like a spiritual catalyst for you. You'll dive deeper into the mystery with this person. But this is something you can't plot and plan. And you're meant to just sort of enjoy the flow of life in the moment as it's presenting itself to you, and enjoy not knowing. Enjoy the mystery of it all. That's actually what's going to take you a lot farther and will open up new opportunities for you that are currently blocked through trying to have all the answers or trying to have things too planned out here. Okay, let's see what we got. Yeah, see, something's become a little too robotic, a little too predictable, a little too tried and true. You got to hedge your bets a little bit here. Challenge your edge a little bit. Maybe you want to take a risk. It might be something that you feel is a little taboo, but I think this is good for you. There's something here that may be kind of keeping you in a place of fear, especially when I feel like this person comes onto your path. It's like a soulmate that's coming on your path, somebody you're meant to partner with here. There might be something about this that sort of scares you, maybe because you don't have it all figured out with this person yet, or there might be some aspect to this person that really is a mystery to you. I do feel like there's a little bit of a mirroring energy coming up around this. There may be some things that need to be communicated to in this connection that might have you bumping up against your fear a little bit here. But I think that the more that you sort of venture into this unknown territory with this character, the more you leave the shadows behind you, the more the fears fall into the background, and the more that divide is bridged as you come into union. And see, I feel like there's something here that you've sort of held on to for too long, and it's almost giving me the impression of maybe trying to keep other people happy in order to, have some some advantage in life. You know, you've been kind of like towing the line or trying to make somebody else happy who maybe you feel like they have the keys to your happiness, or they have some kind of authority over you. This could even be related to a family matter here. But I feel like it's time up for that, all right? Because whatever this is, it's been very burdensome for you. And is it really this opportunity, this happiness, when in order to attain this advantage, you have to really compromise who you are to appease other people here? See, and that's the thing. I feel like whatever has been really causing you a concern here, where somebody's been sort of like dangling your happiness in front of you and then like taking it away last minute, making you jump through hoops, putting you in a real compromising position here. I feel like something's being rectified here. Time's up for that person who's been taking advantage of you. And this is really going to allow you to start to move forward in a new way. All right. But it's also unknown territory for you because you've been kind of used to acquiescing. You've been kind of used to accommodating, and that's familiar to you, even though it's not comfortable. And something around that is really changing. And as you step into this territory, okay, and you really start opening up to life and the potential and the mystery as it weaves through your reality, young parts of you are going to start to act up. Those pre-programmed places that were guided by the authority figures around you, you know, that stuff's going to start to come up to be cleared out. But I feel like there is somebody here that you have so much potential with, and the two of you coming together, there's some new beginning as a result of this connection. There's something you two together are collaborating on and bringing into being here. But it challenges both of you, okay? It does. It will challenge both of you. It's going to bring up young parts of both of you. But I feel that if you can really allow yourself to embrace this and be mindful of that early conditioning, especially if you felt you got a lot of this from your upbringing, you know, what things were like in your home growing up, and what it meant to have happiness, or what it meant to live a successful life, these kind of things. Okay. I think as you start to question this stuff and look at it, and as you see a certain balance coming in a situation where somebody's had too much power over you for too long, and that person is now being humbled a little bit here, I think that you're going to really start to realize that you've gotten beyond, you know, that part of you. And you're now at a place where you are ready to sort of challenge the borders. You are ready to start to open up and maybe take the risk to be a little vulnerable. I feel with somebody very special here that you're partnering with, and you're going to put the fear behind you, okay? But it really is on the other side of releasing a situation with somebody who's been taking advantage of you, getting a free ride off of you, okay? Requiring that you're less than in order for them to give you some kind of advantage here. It's not really an advantage if it requires you to be at a disadvantage. Yeah, this is something that has really been kind of like clouding your world, your reality. I also think that you're looking at just society as a whole, the way it operates, the haves, the have-nots, all of the sort of programming that's in place, all the powers that be that are influencing things in such a way where, you know, only some can be in a position of power. I do feel like you're a sensitive soul. You take on a lot of this with the mystery weaving through your life, and with you moving through that eighth house energy. You know, Scorpions are very sensitive. So I think you do pick up the energy out there. You do pick up the heavier energy out there. It does raise your hackles. It does make you want to have your guard up at times when maybe you should let your guard down, okay? Yeah, and I think right now this is what's really coming in for you. It's okay for you to have personal gratification here. And there is a new path that's opening up for you at this time that does promise some personal gratification for you. And it's coming in with this new moon. Okay. So Pathfinder Finder medicine coming in. And I think it's a chance for you to finally get your fill. And again, I do feel it's somebody coming into your life that you're coming into alignment with, or somebody you're interacting with on a whole new level. It does require you to confront some fears here. I do think stuff will come up, but I see you sticking with it, and entering this unknown territory with each other. And it looks like it turns out really cool, Cancer, okay? So I like this message for you. That's a really good message, Cancer. All right. Leo coming in at 105.35. Okay, this is the beginning of the change for you to step into your power and to manifest the reality that you desire for yourself, Leo. You might need to make some bold moves. There might be some challenging territory up ahead. You got this action going down in your 7th house, Leo, okay? And what I got from that was an interesting download about your theme. I got Helen of Troy, the face that could launch 1,000 ships, okay? So with great power comes great responsibility, and also with that comes power struggles. You may find some of this going down in the area of romance, in the area of any kind of contractual agreements. These can be business agreements as well, okay? Any kind of partnerships, business, romantic, or otherwise here, okay? You got these themes coming in here. There may be something here that looks really good to you. It has you wanting to, set sail in that direction. You could look really good to somebody else. They want to set sail in your direction. There's some ships that want to come in here. But you do need to be aware with the 7th house that there is the potential for opposition, because it's the house of open enemies. And so there is sort of this energy coming in about a Trojan horse kind of scenario. One of your keys to your wizardry is to trust when something doesn't really seem like it's all it's cracked up to be, right? Be mindful of that here, because I do feel like there's a certain power that you hold at this time. And there could be some envy around what you're coming into alignment with here. And so this is something to be mindful of, all right? Some kind of partnership. Yeah, somebody's going to come in here that is going to totally steal your heart, or you've stolen somebody's heart. And I think there's somebody here who's going to be a little heated about it with the thief, okay? They're going to feel like you got an opportunity that they were supposed to have, okay? They're going to feel like this isn't fair. That's the opportunity I was looking for. Why are you the one who got it? Why are you getting this good news? Why did you get chosen as the lover? Why did you get that job opportunity? I've been looking forever for that kind of opportunity, or I was interested in this opportunity first, or I was looking in the direction of that person first. Why are you getting this opportunity? Okay. It's that kind of energy. Somebody feels very burdened by it, and they also don't understand it. Okay. I do feel whoever this individual is that you're dealing with here, it's a distraction. It's a Trojan horse. Okay. Don't allow yourself to be consumed with whatever antics are coming up as a result of this individual feeling butthurt for this advantage you got here. That's only going to cause you to throw away an opportunity I got, okay? So this is really key to your wizardry. It's your time. It's your time. You had to swim upstream, okay, in order to have this new beginning in your life. You had to move against the current here. And it's not like it's something that just landed in your lap, okay? You've been putting in the work. And if this is in terms of romance and not a business partnership or opportunity coming in here, if this isn't some kind of career merger going on here, then this is a case where, you lay down the foundation with a certain someone. You know, you've been through the challenging aspects of a relationship, and it's your time to finally have this come into alignment. But I do feel like somebody is not happy about it. They want to pitch a fit. They want to be the center of attention here. They're going to stir things up. But your key is to not even pay it any mind, okay? Just continue to eat and enjoy this feast that's being set before your enemies, Leo. That's what I got here, okay? That's a pretty clear message, right? I think you will receive word about this, but again, I wouldn't get engaged in like the he said, she said, none of that. Just, you know, let it pass you by. Otherwise, you're going to be so busy trying to like figure out this situation that you're going to let a really good thing pass you by. Because I feel like if you let yourself get distracted at a time like this, just as something's coming into alignment for you, you could really miss out. You could miss out, okay? So don't let that happen because this is something really good coming in for you. And somebody's a little envious about it. Yeah. Yeah. They may be playing like to your face, like they're cool with it, like everything's fine, but you feel the tension brewing beneath you, right? It's kind of like a love and war kind of environment. That's the action, okay? But I think you're just gonna, you know, stay in your lane. You're gonna enjoy this reward. It's high time. I feel like whatever this is, you already had to like let something go. You already experienced an ending in your life. What's coming through for you, it may blow your mind. It's like the last thing you ever expected. Maybe, you know, this hits you out of left field. You never thought that this person would come around, or you never thought that you'd get this opportunity to, you know, get this kind of a deal. You never saw yourself signing this kind of contract, signing on for this kind of opportunity. But it's good. You'll be glad that you released whatever you did back there, okay? Because this is really going to change a lot of things for you. Yeah, it's where you get a chance to raise on up to that North Node energy. Your manifestation is coming in, that thing you've been wanting here, which for you, I really feel like in terms of relationships, you know, hey man, like put that crown on my head. You know, I want to be with somebody who recognizes that, you know, I'm their equal. I'm their queen to their king, or the king to their queen, you know, vice versa. And there's a big transformation that's happened here, but there's snakes in the grass, and they would love to see this cut off. They want their share of your pie here. And that's when you have to know when you have to release certain, you know, connections, certain energies that, you know, are only going to act as a block between you really fully embracing this merger, whatever this merger is. It looks really good for you, okay? There might be a part of you that sort of struggles between your head and your heart in relation to this. You might feel tugged to and fro. Don't, okay? Because again, if you start to feel like that, like in two minds about something, you're not sure what to do, this is when you started to get too distracted already, right? Focus on lock, you know? This is something you've wanted for a long time. This is an opportunity you've wanted a long time. This is the road opening to the activation of your vision, okay? So don't fumble it now, because somebody brings around, you know, a peace offering, and somebody brings a Trojan horse, and really they're there to sort of like undermine you, okay? Yeah, because this person will bite the hand that feeds them. They come off loyal, but they're not. And it's right as you're about to obtain the key to your freedom, settle those karmic debts, and have that road open for you, and a door of opportunity present itself for a very, very significant merger that you don't want to miss out on. Okay. And I got that drama is not a good look for this merger. So make sure that you're not doing anything, okay, that's going to introduce that kind of energy, because you will miss out. All right. So that's a big key for you, Leo. Otherwise, looks good. Enjoy. And congratulations on whatever this successful merger is. All right, Virgo, coming in in at 1:14:35. Okay, so there's something you're balancing out here. You recognize you need to balance something out if you ever want to see the change you want to see in your life manifest. And I feel like this is the beginning of you taking those actions. This new moon energy for you is being experienced in your sixth house. So the message I got for you is business as usual. Yeah, I know. It's not very exciting, but it can be grounding. Okay. So I feel this is about you really looking at your work, your routines, and really streamlining things here so that you can make certain changes that support all that you are bringing into being in your life at this time. This is what's really going to help you transform your life, is getting on a real steady schedule that's geared toward creating the reality you're wanting to create, okay? And you might really need to like plan this out. You know, there might be many areas you're focusing on. You might be working on transforming your health, and you're wanting to, see advancement in your career. So you're learning some new skills, or you're, putting out resumes for another position, or some of you are starting businesses of your own, or you're kickstarting a brand new life after making a major change. And that's been very disruptive for you. Now is the time when really just getting anchored through your schedule, your routine, your work is the key to your transformation and activating a special kind of magic in your life with this new moon. So let's see what we got for you here. Yeah, I know. It's so funny how so many of the signs are getting this. I know, it's repetitive. I know. It's boring. Why does it have to be boring? I'm tired of the same old, same old. This is BS, man. I know, okay? But sometimes that's what it takes, all right? It's the foundational matters that make a difference, and it will pay off. You see? It will pay off. With this rat trout here, okay, you're going to find a real flow with this. And while it might be boring now, what you don't recognize is, see, the rat was the first to greet the Buddha. Rats are also very shrewd, very shrewd. And they know how to get what they want, and they know how to get what they need. Think of Templeton. Think of Templeton and Charlotte's Web. Life is a smorgasbord, okay? And I think there's a lot you want to sample out of life. I think you've been going through a lot of challenges and a lot of big changes and a lot of difficult stuff here. And you may feel like, you know what, Broad? I've embraced more than my fair share of the thorns. And perhaps you have. But there is a rose here waiting for you, and it's earmarked just for you. There is something sweet that's blooming in your life. But in order for you to really obtain this, it does require that you, just consistently do the work, stay focused, and do what you know you need to do in order to get what you want. And I feel like this will be so balancing for you. And as you stay focused in this way, you will be the first to that opportunity. You will be the first in line. You will be the first on the scene. And it will work out very well for you. And it may feel like it's a little boring, but I think that as you start to see the way it advances you, and also the way it grounds you and stabilizes you, you'll find a certain flow with it as well. You are in the South Node right now. Okay. And, you got that mutable energy. So this is really about working with that mutable energy and finding the joy in your work too. Finding the joy in routine. Finding the joy in what seems like, in some cases, like the same old, or gosh, this is kind of boring. Well, if you think back, Virgo, to when everything was really volatile and up in the air and you were going through all these changes, sometimes boring can be the sweet spot, especially when you realize where it's going to get you, okay, down the line. 6 months from now, you'll be glad that you focused on your routine, okay? So really think about what steps do you need to take to get to that sweetness of the bloom. Where do you need to make changes in your routine to better support you? Where you need to streamline things so that you can get like a nice, steady, consistent flow going in your life. And you'll be very pleased with the results. It will turn out quite successfully for you. And when you look back, you'll go, that was such a smart move on my part. I'm so glad I did that and just really knuckled down, okay? And what do we got here? Yeah, I mean, right now you may feel like I'm being robbed of my time for fun and adventure. I feel like I'm being ripped off of the kind of experience I want to have. Because right now you're in this place of, having to be the provider, whether you have kids you're providing for or whether it's just providing for yourself. I feel like you've got a lot of responsibilities on your plate. And work may be very challenging for you at this time. But see, there's a little destiny hidden in here too with that stag energy coming in. It's just something that you don't see right now. It's the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is all these dreams I have, but I have to do this because I have to provide for my kids or I have to take care of these responsibilities and I don't get to do what I really want to do. And so this haunts you, you know? It's like that thing that it's been swept under the rug, but it doesn't have to be, okay? Because there's ways you can still kind of put energy towards your dreams, even as you're sort of in the process of laying down a real stable foundation. It just means you got to budget time for it. You got to get into a routine where you can take care of the responsibilities and you can do what you need to do to provide for your future or to provide for your family or to provide for, what you need in order to maybe, do some routine things like get some schooling or get some practical things in place that will get you to your dreams. But what you'll realize is that as you take these steps, things will start to flow. And as you make time in your routine and your schedule to nurture those dreams as well, you'll find that before you know it, you're starting to see those dreams come into view. Okay, so this is really about balancing the schedule. Do you see? You're going to be in such a good, strong place here. I feel by summertime with that Ace of Cups energy, you're ready to draw this down. And do make sure you're making time for self-care within this work routine schedule. Make sure you're creating space to take care of your body. I do feel like you're letting go of some old habits that don't work for you. And that applies on every level, mind, body, spirit, okay? And this might be, something you're doing to just kind of help you blow off steam from work too. Some of you will be hitting the gym, you're transforming your body. You find that it helps you process the heavy emotional stuff. It also has you looking really good. I see a big transformation in your appearance come summertime here. I do think there will be eyes on you, all right? You look a lot different than you did before, okay? There's something about then and now in terms of your physical appearance and also just the transformation in your life in general. It's going to be like a complete transformation. It's like right now you're sort of in this place where you're shape shifting. You're in a mutable state. You haven't come into your final form yet, Virgo, okay? But just nose to the grindstone, okay? And make some time for rest and schedule some time to take care of the body and schedule some time to put some energy toward those flights of fancy in your dreams, all right? There is a way you can make room for it all, even if you haven't landed quite where you want to be yet. In fact, it is key for you enacting your wizardry and achieving your dreams, all right? It looks good, Virgo. It does. It looks good. All right, Libra coming in at 123. I'm sorry, 124.03. All right. Oh, all across the board, that adds up to 11. Okay. It might take a little time to come into alignment, Libra. It might take a moment here, like a little pause for you to realize what alignment looks like for you at this stage of the game. Yeah, I do see that there's some things that you're going to be flushing out of your life. There's some things that you're giving up on. There's some BS you're not tolerating anymore. I do feel like you're ready to, rise up here into a different kind of reality than the one you were dealing with your deep dive into the South Node. You just moved out of that South Node energy back on the 11th of the month. I do see you preparing for a big leap here, okay? A leap into the unknown, a leap that promises at least a lot of adventure. And this particular new moon is coming up in your 5th house, Libra. So what I got as your message for this lunar cycle is pressing your luck will have you coming up aces. You do have a lot of luck on your side right now. You can challenge the edge for sure and have it pay off big time. You do got favorable influences here. There's a little magic and magnetism and attraction and romance and levity and letting down your hair and letting it all hang out. This is a real fun cycle for Libras, which I know Libras are so ready for after the heaviness of holding down the South Node. So yes, embrace this time, make the most of it, Libra. And let's see what's coming in here for you in the areas of fun, romance, play, adventure, and just sheer luck. I mean, nice to have a little luck there. It was 126.11 to 126.13 on the clock when I brought that in. So yes, this is the manifestation of a very potent period of good luck for you, right? It's going to turn out very well for you. So enjoy it. Don't let this opportunity to just indulge in some fun to pass you by, all right? It's okay. Don't worry about it, Libra, with the nip, slip, poke. Forget what people say you have to do. Forget about trying to be a goody two-shoes here. Be at peace with who you are. Don't be ashamed of revealing certain parts of yourself that haven't been seen before. And yeah, maybe people will be angry for you sort of like going against their sense of sensibilities here. But, just let it be, let it be water under the bridge here. Don't hold on to any bad blood. Don't let them get you into any kind of intractable situations here where you get embroiled in their drama or their BS, okay? Because you're meant to just enjoy yourself right now, and you're not here to live according to anybody else's dictates, right? You hear Ted drinking the water back there? Okay, somebody may be thirsty for your attention, and they may be trying to spoil your fun by like stirring up some of this stuff. So that just kind of like come in as a warning. I do feel like you can kind of push the edge a little bit here as far as tradition's concerned, or as far as certain authority figures are concerned with what they say you have to do or should do. I think you are like pressing your luck when it comes to others' judgments of you. And good for you. Because I see it's only going to lead you to coming up aces here. There's new beginnings up ahead, and I do see you leaping head first into them. I think you're ready for a little adventure here, Libra. So let's see what comes up for you. But yes, you may be doing what you want to do and not what other people want to do. And because of that, it could cause some blow-ups, I have to say. It could cause some blow-ups because, see, this is what I see here with the knees and everything's fine. It's like there was one point when, you had it rough going here, Libra, and other people may have had the upper hand. And they may have required you to play small or, to meet their demands. And I think you did what you had to do, to make it through a really rough patch there. That whole time you had to hold down the weight of the South Node, but that's come to a close here. And so I do feel like you got all this like pressure inside, all this energy that's been sort of like dammed up here And you're meant to kind of like ride that current. You don't need to hold all this potential back anymore. And I feel the potential for you is really activated by you just going with the energy and having fun and maybe, you know, shocking some people. You might be kind of shocking some people here. Yeah, and some people I think are really like having a hard time with seeing you no longer being willing to kind of like toe that line, or being in that subservient position, or maybe, you know, some people counted you as down and out and they're like, what? You're getting up again? And you're like, oh yeah, I'm getting up again, and I got a reason to rise here, and I'm all fired up and I'm ready to blow up the scene here, okay? Blow up the scene of everything that's kept me held back or kept me in that position, okay? So I do feel like, I just shook his head, yes. So I do feel like there's something you're doing here that can cause blowups, and I think it's because you really brought something to a close. And I think a lot of it has to do with the way that you were really compromising yourself, and you were living in such a way that it might have kept things kind of calm, but you weren't having any fun. You weren't having any fun. You weren't getting to enjoy yourself at all. And I think that's something that's really changing for you. Okay. So this also could be something blowing up here that really gives you an opportunity to sort of move out of a position, move out, look at the blocking energy, move out of a position where you were really feeling like held back, or where you couldn't get any traction, and something's freeing up here that's giving you an opportunity to get beyond this monotony. Man, everybody's getting this. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. If you're down for the count, you got one view, man, you know, and it's not very optimistic. And I feel like now, you know, you're taking a stand for what's really going to fulfill you. And you're kind of carving out that time for yourself, but it's going to disrupt things a bit. So you do need to be prepared for this, but it's okay, because where you press your luck, you're going to come up aces. There's going to be new opportunities that come your way as a result of this, Libra. All right. We got the double caveman energy here. Okay. So see, you're already looking ahead toward the future. You might feel a little divided at first, especially in regard to communications about these changes, especially with people that you've been kind of connected to for a long time and might really want you to sort of like stay back where you were back there, you know, because it's more comfortable. But I think that's a place where you were feeling really divided. You might deal with a little conflict around this as you're opening up to having more fun. If you're one of those Libras that lets yourself feel guilty for some BS other people put on you, and I highly recommend that you don't do that, okay? Because you're not meant to sort of like acquiesce to that old role or where you were at before. You are meant to continue to progress and move forward here. And there's things that you want to explore. There's things you want to explore. So I do see, just like that great white shark who wants to breach the surface of the ocean and experience what it means to take flight into the sky and get airborne there, just for a moment, if even for a moment, to just rise on up like that. I think you're ready to take that risk, because you're kind of tired of just making do in order to maybe feed a few people's energy that you've had to sort of like, you know, pacify. I think you're tooting your own horn here. I think you're answering a particular call. And I do feel like where you have felt really held down, held back, you got your sights set on something here. You're ready to strike for it. You're ready to strike while the iron's hot. And I do see that it's going to be a moment of success for you. And it's just going to be fun. Okay. It's just going to be fun. This is purely about pleasure for you. Okay. So this is an opportunity for you to do something unpredictable, to shake things up, to shake up people's perceptions of you, to sort of cast away just making do and reach for something more, something just for the sheer joy of it, okay? And allow yourself to have a good time and celebrate that, you got free of the old cycle there and you're ready for something new, okay? And I got like travel light. You might want to like pack a lunch, little bites to sustain you along the way as you go out exploring there. But whatever you do here, in some way, where you used to be a little fish, you get to get into a bigger pool there and keep it moving, take on that shark totem energy a little bit and maybe for once find yourself at the top, okay? And have a really good time while you're at it, okay? This is nice energy coming in for you. It's just fun. It's playful. Maybe go out, see some live music, hang out, connect with people, go out, share a meal together. Just have some fun, okay? Relax, enjoy it. Also, creative energy, the more you can sort of just like play with your creativity and explore different creative outlets, that'll really benefit you too. Some of you may be taking really different approaches to your work as well and bringing in a more creative slant. All of that's going to be good for you. So anywhere where you feel called to take a more creative approach, more fun approach, press your luck a little bit, luck's on your side. And I do think there's some really good opportunity coming in here for you that if you take advantage of this, you press your luck, you try it on for size, even though it may be out of your element, it'll have you eaten and eaten well. All right. Good energy there, Libra. Okay, Scorpio coming at 136.15. All right, Scorpio, let's see. You kicked off this 9 degrees new moon cycle. So let's see what's coming in for you. You got this particular energy affecting your 4th house, okay? And so the message I got for you is roots, okay? It's all about your roots right now. It's all about the roots of who you are. It's about your family connections. It's about the home you grew up in when you were young and how that influenced you. It's about your ancestral roots. It's about putting down roots. It's about getting rooted. It's about taking care of all those root matters like your sense of security, your sense of stability, your sense of belonging. Also, financial concerns, lower back energy coming in as well. Muladhara, root chakra coming in. I need to get grounded here, okay? This will work out in your favor and help you tap into your wizardry. All right, so let's see what we got coming in here for you around this message. There's probably a lot of significant stuff going on at home and a lot of transformation happening on the front of the home. And what does home mean to you? And certain things you'd like to see transform at home, okay? So let's see what we got here. Okay, roots, okay? For some of you, this has something to do with your spiritual roots. And you're doing a lot of exploration in regard to this. You may recognize that a certain spiritual identity you've had, maybe one that you were born into, has shifted for you. Some of you are starting to get in touch with your spiritual roots. Some of you may be studying the spiritual roots of your ancestors and you're exploring some of these traditions and it's really lighting you up. It's giving you a sense of empowerment. There may be magics to recover there through your bloodline. Some of you are becoming generational curse breakers. There's been something about instability that's sort of been an issue in your bloodline, and there's some challenge here that you're overcoming. I do feel like there's a brand new path that's opening up here for you with werewolf and pig making out. I think that, you might have been in a situation where you dealt with a little bit of kind of like scarcity consciousness. And that might be something that just comes from your roots, like the experiences you had growing up. I think there's a focus coming in here, especially with this new moon, to set your intention on what path is going to bring you more personal gratification here. What path is going to bring you more fulfillment? What path, and I got especially in relation to sort of like your spiritual roots coming in really strongly here, allows you opportunity to explore something maybe, you know, that's a little bit of taking a walk on the wild side, discovering a new side of yourself. Some of you would really benefit from getting grounded in the practice of really working with the lunar cycles. You'll find that harmonizing with that brings a certain balance into your life, okay? There also could be somebody very important coming into your life that may feel like home to you. You may feel just like you can really let down your guard, like this person makes you feel really comfortable, like you can just be yourself. They make you feel really included. You feel like this is the person I belong with, okay? And this might be something opening up here for you during this lunar cycle, all right? I also think this is time for you to really explore what is going to give you a sense of personal fulfillment and gratification. And what do you need to do to like lay down the foundation for that? Because there may be certain aspects of what you got going on right now that are leaving you feeling dissatisfied. But in order for you to really call in what you want, like let's say you'd really like to move to a new area, there might be certain practical things you need to do to sort of like lay down the groundwork for that. So I feel that as you take these steps and you do that work, you'll get the gratification of seeing progress on your path and like opportunities starting to open up for you that give you a certain momentum that allow you to kind of like take the next step. So I almost got this process of if you lay down the proper foundation and if you get really grounded in your vision of, you know, where you feel like you belong, what you want to create here, that more and more you'll find the obstacles in your path just falling away. This coming in as a side note for some of you, you may feel that you've been dealing with like maybe some root work, like maybe somebody laid some roots on you. I would say if that's the case, that, you know, you might want to look at pulling something up out by the root. What's interesting to me though is I feel like you got the answers on how to do that within you. And it's something that comes through your bloodline, all right? So this is like tapping into a bit of the wisdom and magic of your bloodline. If you're not familiar with that, if you didn't have a grandma who passed something down to you, if you didn't get that old-timey wisdom passed down to you, you might want to do some research. You'd be surprised what could come through there. But I do feel like a path is opening up for you that's really going to lead you to a place where you belong. It's going to be like, okay, I've made it. Like, this feels like home. Like, I can put down roots here. I feel really grounded here, or this feels right. And I do have the sense of like somebody coming in here too, where there may be a lot of attraction involved. Also, whatever this path that's opening up for you, it's something you're really drawn to because I feel like it brings you a lot of personal gratification. And it is coming in with this new moon energy. So be on the lookout for this. Okay. Cut of the deck energy here. Ooh, we have the gross cut. Okay. So see, there is this piece here, the roots piece. I don't know. Maybe somebody tried to do a love working on you or something. There might be somebody who's trying to call you in, like somebody who's a little greedy for your energy. Do a little spiritual cleansing here. Okay. I think it could benefit you. You might want to do a little road opening work here. This coming in quite strongly because I do feel like there's something that needs to be healed here. There may even be somebody that's been very like greedy for your energy that you've been dealing with, greedy for your time, greedy for your attention. And they get the most benefit out of this. And you sort of feel like, yeah, I don't really like what I get in return here. Yeah, redress that balance, okay? You might want to do some cleansing of your connections too. But I feel like you really need to let yourself receive at this time, okay? But I am picking up for some of you, somebody may have done, you know, some kind of love working on you. Somebody may have been trying to manifest you. Somebody may have done some real work here, or somebody may have just been manipulating you a little bit to really take advantage of your time and energy. You need to pour into yourself here. I think that's very important. Your self gratification is so important for you right now. Put some focus here, and you'll find that the way really opens for you. I'm telling you, for a lot of you, this is in relation to spiritual work. Somebody slipped here, man. Somebody slipped here. We got the grease priest, okay? Somebody misused power, all right? And it's something that's sort of like left a film over your reality tunnel, you could say. You might have entered into contractual agreement energetically with this and taken it on. And again, this could just be an influence, a spiritual influence. This could be somebody who's passed some kind of moral judgment on you or something that you've allowed to hold you back from, you know, some kind of personal gratification you want here, right? So either way, I feel like there's something coming into alignment with you here where you know this is where I belong. This feels like home to me. This opportunity, this person feels like home to me. And there's opposition to this, like moralistic opposition to this, or there could be somebody that's laid some roots down. There could be some workings here gone south that need to be kind of like cleared away, all right? But once you do, then you're sort of like free of this influence and you can finally receive. Because to me, it feels like there might even be some certain like standards, you know, that you've taken on that other people dictated, right? That are preventing you from sort of being wild at heart and really following your heart and what feels right to you. And this is never going to quench your thirst. So there's something you kind of like need to cleanse away here, whether it's judgments or whether it's somebody who's been actively trying to like thwart this or call you in and you don't want to go in that direction, but you feel kind of tethered to their energy. It's got that kind of vibe. It's something that's kind of clingy here that's preventing you from really embracing the path you want to embrace, that's opening up for you now, and it's going to ultimately bring you gratification, okay? So be aware with that, all right? It's all about your roots at this time. And I do got root work coming in really strongly for a lot of you, so do be mindful about that, okay? Do some cleansing. I think it'll help open your road. Might want to work with some road openers there. It'll benefit you. Okay, Sagittarius coming in at 147.31. All right, there might be coming around the bend something back from around Halloween. It's coming into alignment now. Okay, it might have come to a close back then and now it's being revisited. All right. Yes, this has something to do with a message coming in for you or a message that you're delivering here. I do feel like there's something you need to say. This particular influence of this new moon cycle is affecting your third house here, Sagittarius. So that's all about communications. There could be a Gemini connection because right now your ruling planet is in Gemini and the third house is the house of Gemini. So just want to bring that in. I do feel like there's a real significant message that is factoring into this lunar cycle for you. I also feel like your voice has power. This could be a message that you have to share, Sagittarius. It could be something that you need to speak into existence or something you need to contribute here. You may need to do some kind of work that involves communications. You could be getting a really important download. So all of this is about the power of your voice. And a very significant message here is the key to your wizardry, all right? Maybe in how you deliver a message or how you receive a message. Your voice is factoring really prominently in this situation, Sag. So let's see how this lunar cycle is affecting you with the cards. Oh, I love it. See, we got this eagle energy. And there's something that you're breaking free of here. And this is pretty wild because the Sabian symbol of a flag turns into an eagle. So there's something here that you've been tethered to, and it's made you far too docile. It denies your wild nature. It denies your desire to move into expansion here. It denies your right to a certain freedom that you haven't had because you felt held back, okay? I do feel like you're breaking some chains here. And with that bird medicine coming in, so, you know, we have both eagle and cow coming in as totems for you here. Cow is really about docility, all right? Very gentle energy, okay? But you might have been sort of sacrificing a more wild, free, boisterous part of yourself because you felt like you needed to sort of tread lightly in a certain area. And I feel like this is saying, no, Sag, you need to be more bold with it. You need to be more free with your words. You need to share your message. You need to contribute to the conversation here. Your voice holds power. That's what I got. Okay. And that can come through in many different ways, you know. You might be getting into public speaking. You might be getting downloads that you're meant to share with other people. You might be meant to do work like this. You might have something very important to write, or an important album to create, or a film to create, something that brings an important message forward. Or there may be something you feel like you really need to take a stand. You need to raise your voice around it. Your voice holds power at this time, okay? And the voice is Vishuddha chakra, throat chakra. So there's something here that's aligning you with your purpose. And it could be in relation to something that didn't get a proper start back around Halloween, and it's being revisited now. It's being reanimated, I got. Are you reanimating the dead, Sagittarius? You may be. You may think that something was done and dusted and it might be coming back to life. It might be you. There might be a part of yourself that you thought was down and out. Ooh, look at this energy, Sag. Oh, yes. Wow, look at this. Gravy funnel. You got something to crow about here. You got something to feel a little bit cocky about here. I do feel like, yeah, you know, you're also getting that courage up to really bring your voice forward. And if you do, look at this. Here comes the gravy funnel. Here comes the gravy train. It's some kind of wish fulfillment for you. It brings you an Ace of Cups here. It also brings a manifestation into alignment. And this is protected, okay? This looks really good. This is you getting some special rewards here. This is you finally getting your fill. This is getting powered up here, man, because I feel like something has really captured your heart here with the thief. And I think that you are really ready to defend this. You're ready to be territorial about it if you have to, because you're like, no, this has my heart and I'm going to get my fill here. This wish will be fulfilled for me. With the Hornet energy coming in here, there may be somebody that has an issue with this. They might try to steal this opportunity for fulfillment from you. They might try to get in the way, try to sabotage this new beginning that wants to come in. They won't be successful. I do not see them being successful with this. I feel like part of what you're going to do is really like lay down good boundaries here. You're going to have good warding around this. I think you're going to be crowing about it. I don't see you keeping quiet about it, but I don't think you're going to crow about it until after you've already obtained this. And I feel like that's a really good course of action here. Okay, don't announce this ahead of time. All right, whatever this is, let yourself get your fill, get yourself powered up, and then then, you know, claim this prize. That's what I just heard. Claim this prize, right? Then you can spread the news. Maybe that's what the message is about for you. You're going to have like some big announcement to make that you feel kind of like, oh yeah, you know, it's got those vibes. Yep. It may be a little bit of a tag team effort too. There might be two of you kind of celebrating here, right? It may have been the efforts of two that pull this off, make it possible. I feel whatever this is, this vision is totally protected. But don't announce it, okay, until it's actually come in here. And when you announce it, I feel like your voice is going to create like a ripple effect here. It may stir up the hornet's nest a bit. I think there's going to be some people who are, you know, going to have their panties in a bunch over this. But, oh, yeah, in particular, good old Madam Rufflebonnet ain't going to be too happy about that. She knows better what will make you happy, Sagittarius. Don't listen to Madam Rufflebonnet. She's going to have her panties in a bunch, okay? She's not happy about this, but you are. And so, it looks like somebody else is here too. You both benefit. You're both protected here. This looks really good, okay? So ignore all that and don't, you know, let it dampen your shine in any way. Like allow yourself to really just enjoy this moment, okay? Don't let them rain on your parade. Yes, yeah, you're gonna let people know about this transformation. I see it. Because you're gonna feel like finally, like freedom, like this feels really good to you, this transformation. And there is something you're announcing here, something you're sharing, okay? And when people hear about this, you know, yeah, I mean, there are some snakes in the grass, I have to say. Some of you might have been working on some kind of project, okay? You could have been working on writing a book or got some kind of offer to sign on for something. You've had your heart set on this for a while. It's a real moment of arrival here, okay? Whatever this is, it's something very fulfilling for you. For some of you, it might be like signing on for some killer deal. This is like a dream you've had for a long time. It may have seemed like sort of a pie in the sky kind of fantasy, but you're bringing this down to earth, and this is happening, and it's quite a transformation for you. I feel like it's some kind of reward on the other side of the real difficult storm you went through. For others of you, this is you opening up a new chapter in a story with somebody who's stolen your heart, or you're about to steal theirs, and you're meant to come into alignment. But there's a lot of opposition around this. There's some people who are not too happy about it, okay? Yeah, there's somebody here in particular. It's Madam Rufflebonnet's not too happy about this because she didn't want you to sort of have your own view of what would really bring you fulfillment. She was saying she knew best as the guru here, but really you got kind of led astray. And I think you're taking this power back. And whatever this is you claiming authorship of your story again. There's some big payoff here. It's a new beginning. You'll probably see the full fulfillment of this in the summertime with that Ace of Cups energy. But whatever this is, it's something that endures. I think you waited a long time for it. And it's giving you a second win. So this is real positive energy here. You have a reason to raise your glass and maybe toast something here. It feels good, but somebody's not happy. Could be more than one person not happy, but what can you do? You'll be happy. And I think it's high time you were. So this is good, Sag. Okay, and finally, Capricorn coming at 158.43. All right, Capricorn. This is all going down in your second house, okay? So you got your mind on your money on your mind. You're also thinking about what you really value, okay? Your sense of self-worth here, what's worthy of your time, energy, investment, focus, attention. Okay. And the message I got for you was big gains. All right. So this is about big gains. This is about you really knowing what you value, knowing what's worth your investment, and where you want to see growth financially, what that looks like, and the steps you need to take to make it happen. Really continue to diligently put your energy in that direction. Even if at first it doesn't feel like anything's happening, you might be surprised what opportunities come your way, especially with the positive aspects with Uranus coming in going forward. There are big gains up ahead for you, okay? This is your key to your wizardry during this cycle. Yes, I do feel like for a while you couldn't find your way, but you're finding a new way here, and it's getting you back on track with the weird tree. It may be a weird way, but look at that goat energy coming in there. You got the resilience to go the distance here. There's something you're transforming here. It puts a vision back on track. You hit the mark. And this looks very positive for you, okay? Transformation under the way, Capricorn. And I think you'll be happy with the way this turns out as long as you really continue to apply yourself and invest your energy in what you're wanting to grow for your future, especially in terms of your finances and what has true value for you. Yep. You're also rising up here. You're tired of feeling like you're always kind of like having to be down for the count here, having to be in a more subservient position. I feel like you're taking a stand for something. Yes. Yep. Yep. You're taking a stand for what is meaningful for your heart here. And you're very, very much defensive of this in a good way. Okay. There's something here that is really capturing your heart, and it has a lot to do with your financial growth. So this could be some vision you have that's going to bring you big gains, but it does require you have some good boundaries around it. In other words, that you invest your time, your energy, your diligence in this direction. If you do, you're going to experience a real transformation here in terms of how you earn your money. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, it brings more fun into your life. It lets you hang loose a little bit. You find a new flow. Again, transformation energy coming in with the eel there, only it's a little electrifying, okay? There might be a tower involved in this, but it's a good tower, okay? It shakes things up. It's your own personal rebellion. And you're really taking a stand for what's important to your heart and also what you know you deserve to receive here, okay? You're ready for some sweetness here, and you'll do what you have to do to make sure that nobody takes it from you, okay? And again, like I feel like you've been dealing with energy where somebody else has been, on the receiving end. They've gotten to benefit more than you have. And they got to build that off of your hard work here while you've been looking around for, what's gonna fill your cup, what's gonna bring you sense of fulfillment. And see, this is your key here with Chaos Mom. You got to work with that creative force. You got to stir things up. You got to break away from the tried and true and do something new and work with your creative energy at this time. So your creativity has a lot to do with what is going to generate something of lasting value for you. Do look to head in more creative, inspired, innovative directions in terms of how you earn your money, and you will see progress here. It will also help you get out of lopsided situations where you're like working yourself into the ground, but you can't really elevate in the current position. And whoever you work for is benefiting a lot more than you are as a result of that, okay? I like this energy, but you do have to sort of like put boundaries around this because you need time to invest your energy in this direction. It's important. It's important. You really should. You're worth this investment too, of time to pour into the things that are really inspiring you and feeding your heart here. It will bring you big gains. right? Cut of the deck energy. What do we got? Yeah. See, because this is what you've been dealing with up to this point. The gross cut. And you know, there's something that needs to be cleansed. And that's kind of funny because I look at this with the fish here, right? And it makes me think of the Page of Cups with the fish in it. It's like somebody might be giving you an offer and they might be really polishing it up and making it sound like it's such a good deal, but you know it's fishy. You know it's not what you want it to be. You know that it's not like really respecting what you bring to the table. It's not acknowledging your worth or the value that you have here. And this is what you need to be aware of here, okay? Be mindful of this because it's like somebody here wants all the accolades while you just kind of like make do with this little piddly offering they throw your way. That's what I see. So I feel like there's some offer that's going to be put on the table to try to change your mind, I feel, from walking away from something that you know doesn't value you. And it's just not good enough. And I feel like you really need to defend to the end what is truly worthwhile to your heart, because that's what's really going to fill you up. And it's also what's going to, give you big gains, financially. Yeah. Because see, your creative brain is really turned on right now. It's like all those synapses is firing off. It's like an orgy going on in there, and you got all these ideas coming forward. You really need to direct energy toward this, Capricorn. And it may be something very different than how you've kind of like made your bread up to this point. It may be very different what you want to bring forward here. Other people may not get it. They may not see the value in it, but you do. And that's what matters. You really got to trust your heart and trust your inspiration and vision here. If you do, I feel like there's a big take here for you. There's a big gain that's going to come through. But I also feel one of the other gains that comes in is just not just the financial growth, okay, the level up here. It's also your gain in self-esteem. You know what I mean? You're going to feel really good for trusting yourself and following your heart and watching it pay off. And it's all because you took the risk to birth this new beginning that's totally creatively inspired. It stirs things up, and it does land you in the North Node with Chaos Mom here. All right, really good energy. I loved what came through here. I hope you all enjoy working with this energy. If you haven't already and you dig what I bring to the table, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, drop a comment, share your thoughts, anything you want to bring in. I really love to build community here, so I love to hear, what experiences you all are having, what you want to bring in the mix. And no matter what, thank you for just dropping in, spending your time with me. I know time is valuable. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with me. I appreciate you. Have a good one.